Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 69 of Bardic Quest, the show where a group of British trained actors tell fantastical, improvised stories through the medium of Dungeons and Dragons. So a reminder, of course, that we have wonderful merch that you can check out, bardicquest.com/shop. We have merch available for all of the party members and perhaps even some new items too, between now and when this episode goes live. So do check it out, bardicquest.com/shop. And in addition, a huge thank you to our friends over at Sirenscape who allow us to use their wonderful audio, music, and ambience to add a little bit of extra atmosphere to the show. You can use them at your table too. Check them out, sirenscape.com. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. So,
we all nearly died.
Yes, last time they all nearly died. Last time our heroes faced off against a pack of dire wolves much larger than your normal wolf, probably equivalent to the size of a horse. Poor Grigor, Ivor, and Boar are now no more after having been essentially eaten by these wolves and torn to shreds. And we pick up now with 3 dire wolf corpses in camp. A 4th dire wolf managed to flee the scene. So we are in a camp of carnage. What would you like to do?
Is that the episode title?
Camp of Carnage.
That's a good title. Saga's gonna pick up the crossbow very hastily and rushed, and then she's gonna walk to where the direwolves came from.
Yep.
You know who I'm searching for. You know Wayne.
Thorik's
Okay.
just like, Saga, be careful. Where are you going?
We're not safe. And then she marches off.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's go walking towards where the danger is. God, I pick up Johann.
We mustn't forget, by the way, poor Gundren Rockseeker, who
Oh God, I forgot he was here.
Captain Useless, you mean?
the whole time cowering in his sleeping bag, watching you guys deal.
Oh, has he just done this? And he's sleeping.
He's
Fine.
just zipped up to the top.
Just to make it clear, like she's kind of making gestures of like, stay there, as she walks away. Like, stay there.
Can we still see her?
At the moment,
There's fog, isn't there?
she's on the edge of the edge of the camp.
You'll see me pacing the.
I shout after
The
her,
difficulty you will have, of course, Saga,
Can you-
is the fog and the darkness surrounding camp.
Can you
Thorik,
say
like a
that
parent.
again, Isaac? My thing can't.
Sorry, Thorik like a parent at a playground, just like, don't go where I can't see you.
And she'll be like, yeah.
All
Do I
right.
roll for anything, Wayne?
So you're looking out of camp into the fog and the
Mhm.
darkness, right?
Yeah, where the wolves came from.
Yeah, let's roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Of course, with this.
I mean, if I
Jeez.
could triple disadvantage, I would, but I can't. So
How dare you? 4.
you see darkness and fog.
Okay. she's gonna pace. They'll see her like pacing back and forth for a couple of minutes. And then she'll give up and come back to camp.
Thorik will just turn around to Johann and sort of like start checking his eye and be like, "Are you all right?"
I feel like, whew.
I don't know why I'm asking you. You're not all right, and I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right. You utter your prayers as you see Johann's wounds start to almost stitch themselves closed. How many hit points is he getting?
11 HP.
Thank you.
And
this is Ollie talking.
Thorik looks dog tired. He is tapped out magic wise.
Right.
As Saga comes back, can I investigate the wolf bodies? Basically, I want to make sure that these are indeed, as she suspects, Dryle's wolves. Or my tribe's wolves. Like signs, collars, brands.
Sure. Do you want to give me an investigation check, please?
Dirty 20.
There is no sign on any of these wolves that they are at all domesticated.
Okay.
These are very feral, very wild wolves.
Johann,
Brands know nothing.
So Johann says to Saga, "What are you looking for?"
Brands.
Whose brand?
Fire brands of the tribe.
Do you think these are tribal wolves?
Can't find any.
Of the same lot that Boar and Ivor were.
Yes.
You're old.
And then I will do something. She's gonna move her chainmail off her left shoulder, and they'll see a really nasty looking firebrand scar. That is
literal firebrand.
Brand scar.
Fuck.
Which is a very sort of, it's small, but it's like a bad caricature of a tiger head, and then there's a rune underneath it. It's
It's probably the wrong time, but Johann's never seen a naked woman's shoulder before, so he kind of blushes and looks down a little bit.
And then she covers it back up.
Thorik
Like
goes
that.
over and said, Can I take a look at that? And just says, holds his hand and says, "May I touch your shoulder?"
Yeah.
And just sort of just inspect it from kind of a medical perspective and just kind of get a gauge medically of what sort of tool was used to do this, how nasty it is, how like much of a bodge job it is, like how unclean obviously it's healed over now, but like
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Annina, what does it look like?
So it's a little badly drawn tiger mouth,
Tiger mouth.
and then there's a rune underneath it
Okay.
that looks like a letter.
it's a Magaluf like braid tattoo parlor style tiger. Like
It's the firebrand equivalent of no regrets.
Like you ask for like a cool tiger and you get Tony the Tiger kind of.
Oh, this is more like she was struggling the whole time, and someone wants that.
That I think that's what Thorik's kind of trying to assess medically with
So, here's how I want to do this, and I very rarely do this. I often have skills rolled with the default abilities. But I think your appropriate skill here is medicine.
no.
However, given that you're kind of taking a somewhat scientific view almost as trying to work out the equipment that was used, etc., etc. Rather than rolling with wisdom, let's do it with intelligence. So essentially, it's going to be intelligence plus your proficiency modifier.
But I'm good at medicine. if I've explained myself wrong, he's very much doing this from the perspective of being a medically trained man, not an investigator.
Not
if I've sold myself wrong, like
right.
if that's how you grade that, that's fine. But like,
no, that's fine. Let's do standard medicine then in that case.
He's
little
not
Sherlock Holmes hat.
That is not his forte. In that he's just like in terms of that, he's trying to assess medically what was done, and that will paint a picture for him with what happened.
Sure. All right. Yeah, let's go standard then.
It's a 14.
Okay. So your impression from the scar is that the tools used were certainly not the ones that you would expect certainly a civilized society to use, even if they were branding people. It's very rough. The design itself isn't even that well defined. It almost looks like a little bit of an amateur's brand, as it were.
All right. And I'll just ask Saga. It's not something I don't think I can do this, but if I was ever able to remove this for you, is that something you'd want?
I didn't think it could ever be removed, so yes.
I've seen it happen. It's not something I can do, but it's maybe something that could be looked into.
But yeah, suddenly she looks a bit self-conscious and she covers it back up, and
Thorik respectfully just sort of like gives her space and turns away, and
and that's the kind of mark I was looking for.
From behind you, and poor Gundren is still in his sleeping bag.
Oh, by Baron, I'm so sorry. Are you all right?
A little shaken, I'm not going to lie.
Can we smell anything?
Oh
Johann.
No.
Death and decay, really, is probably what you're starting to smell at this point.
He's a dwarf. He's made of sterner stuff.
The Gundren says to you, I've spent a long time in that castle, but that might very well be the worst thing I have ever witnessed.
Stick around.
Are you always this violent and...
Yes.
I mean, I'm grateful, don't get me wrong, but,
Yes, we are.
I wasn't quite ready for that level of brutality, particularly.
We get dealt hands that we have to play as we're dealt them, so to speak.
Indeed. To not fight is a privilege.
Oh, and one that I hope I can continue to have.
Aye.
And you fight?
Me? No, I'm just a miner. I can hit a good rock, but in terms of defending myself and any martial prowess, I'm definitely not the man for the job. I mean, I absolutely respect, and I'm very grateful for all of that skill that you have shown in battle just now, and no doubt breaking me out of that castle as well.
Is it bad that it crossed my mind? Can we train him?
I mean, you could. It would take some time.
Yeah,
take a long time.
We've just lost all our NPCs.
And Thorik will sort of turn his attention to... is the third body visible, or has that just been taken
So, from where you are, the only real body of the... I assume you're talking about the Reavers.
Yeah.
The only one really that remains is Boar, and he is really not... barely recognisable, really.
Have the other two been taken off?
They are somewhere in the fog somewhere. You don't really know how far or where, but they're not in camp, that's for sure.
Johann tenuously sidles up to Saga. What is the custom with burying or disposing of your dead in your tribe?
Depends how they died, but if it was an honorable death, they would put them on boats and fire flaming arrows. Fire is appropriate.
Johann turns around and takes his bottle of oil and begins to, it's not sprinkle, but like kind of pour it onto Boar, put some rocks around him so that the fire doesn't spread.
Thorik will help with this. He's used to a funeral pyre. Would you like me to say anything?
If you would.
Saga?
Saga's gonna take his weapon and like place it on Boar's chest and go. She'll just say thank you for your service and loyalty, and then take a few steps back.
Johann puts his hand on his hand and then retreats back and stands.
Thorik will just hold his ringed hand out and sort of clear his throat as if he's trying to remember something. You lived your life with honor, and we now commend your physical body to the fire. May your spirit find open seas and clear skies to wherever your journey takes you next.
Saga would whisper to Thorik, Utgard.
May your spirit be commended to Utgard. And may you drink in the halls of your forefathers and foremothers. And he'll just turn his hand and sort of just getting consent from Saga at this the moment. He'll use Sacred Flame to ignite the oil.
And you watch as the flames surround his body, smoke rising into the night sky, almost meeting with the fog, and you stand briefly in silence to pay your respects to not only Boar, but your other presumably now fallen comrades.
With slight mechanical question, but I kind of need to know if this is worth doing. Are Saga and Johann still below half health?
I'm at half exactly.
Yeah, I would consider Saga in the non-official term to be bloodied, but Johann not so much.
No, I'm just above half.
Okay. I won't use this then. He will save it in case we need it. But he'll stand for a moment and after a few minutes just sort of grip both of them on their shoulders and say, do you want to stay here or do you want to move a little ways away?
I don't know, honestly.
Did we discover for certain that these are the walls associated with your tribe?
They would have brands. They don't. I'm confused.
So these could be wild, in which case there may not be any more.
But we are now in a camp filled with a body of our fallen comrade and several wolves. Maybe we should take a short walk and find a new camp.
I agree.
Yes, let's do that.
Thorik will gather up the bundle of firewood and take a flaming torch from the take 3 actually and hand each one to his compatriots to light our way and to more easily just start a new fire when we get further down.
Okay. So you grab up what things you can, and with the torch or torches that you now have alight, you make your way a short way, not too far, because it's dark, it's foggy, it's really difficult to really gauge where you are and what's... But you move away from the immediacy of the camp that you are in, leaving the pyre of Fabor and the others behind as you venture deeper into the forest before setting up a new camp just a short distance away from where you were previously. Given your desire to move away from where you were, I think it's a prudent question to ask, are you intending to light a new campfire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you set up camp and light up a new small, dimly lit campfire. Not too big to not draw too much attention, but enough to give you some warmth and some light at least.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I can't remember where we were in terms of a watch.
It was essentially first watch, so
Yeah.
you've not yet even really begun a proper long rest at this point.
Saga and I had first watch.
Well, we might have to split up as we've lost some of our we've lost the Reavers, and once again our small friend seems to have gone wandering off. I'll take the watch closest to dawn.
I'll take first watch.
I'll take middle.
Okay. So Thorik, Saga, and Gundren all settle down into their bedrolls to catch some sleep. Johann, you are on first watch. First of all, Johann, can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
Yes. Yes. You may. Ten.
Okay. You manage to stay awake throughout the entirety of your watch, which you'll be delighted to hear passes uneventfully.
I announce short rest.
Okay, you want to take your short rest?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to roll some hit dice then, presumably?
Indeed. I should roll
However
one.
many you'd like to roll.
It's 1d8 plus 1, I believe. I've got 3 left. That's 9.
Okay, nice.
Oh, still not. I'm back to how I was at the beginning, which was 1 off.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Fair dues.
All right. Okay. So you use that time to rest up in the meantime, should anything happen in the middle of the night. And And then presumably you wake up Saga for her watch.
Yeah. To give her a gentle little. You alright?
Yeah, see anything?
No. It's actually quite peaceful.
That's a relief.
Come on. He pulls her up.
Thank you. Get some rest.
Thank you.
And there's a moment where she kind of leans in for a second, and then she pulls back and moves away.
What? Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's fine. I just didn't want to repeat something awkward.
Can I ask you something?
Yes?
Who did that to you?
My husband when he first took me.
He stole you.
Yes, I told you. They raided our village, and he likes green eyes. So
It's... Forgive me, I've seen plenty of wounds and death and carnage. It's just difficult to imagine it being real happening to you.
thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry I showed it. It's horrible to look at, but I just seemed the easiest way to explain what I was looking for.
I tentatively take a hand, and then I look at her and say, I turn my head to her and go, we all have scars.
Yeah. I like yours.
He sweetly smiles and leans in and gives her a little kiss on the cheek. And then says, good night.
Good night. And she takes her watch.
Okay. Could I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
Yes. Oh my god. 7.
That's fine. It's a low DC.
Okay.
Stay awake. So you will remain awake throughout the entirety of your watch.
I take short rests.
Okay. Roll your hit dice if you want to.
Yep. Here we go. Oh. Let's do 2.
Feeling lucky.
Yeah. Take short rest. There we go.
Hey, not bad.
Not bad at all. And I get my
33
dice back.
superiority dice. Lovely. Okay.
Yep.
You'll be pleased to know as well, Saga, that your watch passes uneventfully. However, Annina and Isaac, could I please ask you to enter the breakout room, please?
Oh dear.
What do you have planned, you terrible being? You.
Poor
Farewell.
Johann.
Guys, don't leave me alone with him.
Oh, Johann.
Farewell, Ollie. I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Johann, you seemingly awaken. You are in a familiar forest, but the trees look twisted and gnarled. As before, you can see your campmates. Saga is sat on watch, seemingly motionless, staring out into the darkness.
I look around and I look at Saga and I wave in her face and try and shake her. And I pull my sword and my dagger and look around.
As you look around in this dimly lit forest glade that you find yourself in, you can see a beautiful woman lying on the ground, her breath coming in shallow gasps. She's clad in leather armor, which is now stained with blood from the wounds that cover her entire body.
Do I recognize her?
You do. This is an Astriana.
I run over to her and put down my weapons and try and lift her head gently. Anna? What happened? Who did this to you?
Her eyes open. There's almost a shroud behind them. She speaks to you in a gentle but somewhat chilling voice. And she says to you, "You have done this to me."
What?
She says, "Our order was forged to face the dark forces rising amongst the people, threatening to destroy all that they have built. Since the first revelation, Robert, in his wisdom, knew that he could not defeat this dark force alone. And he recruited the bravest, most trusted to join him in battle. Are you proud to be one of those men?"
Of course. I always was. Why? What do you mean? I have not harmed you. I would never harm you.
But you failed us, Johann. You are not amongst those men. You have chosen instead to remain safe behind the walls of the fortress, cowering in fear as the dark forces shroud this world in shadow.
Do not talk to me of the fortress, Anna. That was a long time ago.
Well, the end still draws near.
Why do you speak in riddles? Let me help you, please.
No. It's too late, Johann.
Anna.
I lie here before you, a broken vessel, with naught but my honor to defend me. And I cannot help but think if only you had heeded my words. If only you had stood by my side, then perhaps things might have turned out differently. And now the dark forces are upon us. And I fear that our end is near. I cannot help but blame you, Johann, for my demise.
Oh, this cannot be. You were one of the finest of us. You would not be taken so easily. What has done this to you? This is not... May I... Things are different now.
But if only you had listened, Johann. If only you had heeded the Red Wizard and his efforts to unlock the secrets of our enemy, then perhaps we could have triumphed over evil and saved our realm.
What has become of us? What has become of the rest of us?
Regret, Johann. We are fueled by the disease of regret. And the bitter knowledge, Johann, that it was you who sealed our fate.
It's not true. It cannot be. There is few of us left, but we still fight. We still, so long as there is breath in us, it was not... He lies. He was a red wizard. Of course he lied. He would have said whatever he needed to say to stay alive.
And who are you to pass judgment on those that may hold the secrets to save us all, Johann?
Are you saying that he was telling the truth? That those secrets do exist?
I'm saying that perhaps, when such an opportunity has arisen, that perhaps we should take it with both hands, lest the worst happen.
No. The Anastriana I knew would never cooperate with a red wizard, even if it meant the salvation of our order. No.
Anastriana looks up at you and says, "Then I fear perhaps you are lost, Johann, with the rest of us." And she reaches out and strokes your face. And as she does so, your mind is transported to a vision of bodies piled high, full of faces you know. Anastriana, Saga, Thorik, Sergei, even Elsa from the tavern.
No.
Phandelver.
No. No, this cannot be. I tried to stop him. I killed him. I killed as many as I could. I've been hunting them for years. I would know. If the order was destroyed, I would know of it. I can't. I don't believe it. I cannot believe it.
This is the path that you are on now, Johann. Should a second opportunity present itself, you must not falter. We must now use all that we can to save those that we love. And then you awaken back in Neverwinter Wood. So, Saga, just as you are preparing to wake Thorik up for his watch, Johann sits bolt upright.
Okay.
Sweat dripping down his brow.
Johann, are you okay?
Yes.
You don't look okay.
He doesn't look nothing. It's just a bad dream. I'm sorry.
Well, what was it? Tell me.
I dreamt. An Astriana came to me in a dream. It's happened before. She spoke of the downfall of my order. She said that because of me, that we are headed to our doom, and that we will all die.
All of us, or your order?
Everyone. I saw you. I saw Thorik. I saw Sergei all dead. And it was me. It was all me. Because of what I failed to do.
She puts her hand on his cheek. They're all alive.
Yes.
They're all alive, and a big part of that is you.
She said that I cannot fail again. Otherwise, what I dreamt would come to pass.
You haven't failed anything.
I don't know. She said something about the Red Wizard promised that if we spared him, he would provide me with information that would prove to be the salvation of my order. That we could come out of hiding as we did before and be strong again. But I refused. I thought he was lying to save his own skin. I killed him, and I would again. But she said that if I refuse such an offer again, that everyone will die. And I will not let that happen.
I know you won't.
Forgive me, it was just a dream.
You know, I regret killing someone too, so I think I know how you feel.
What do you mean?
One time, when I was still at the camp with them, they had a prisoner, this man, I don't know, I think he was a farmer of some sort. And Dryle had taught me to fight, and a lot of these guys did not like that. They didn't think I should know how to fight. To make a point, Dryle threw him, prisoner, in a fighting pit with me and told him they'd let him go if he killed me. So I killed him. He was innocent. But he would have done anything in that moment to survive, and that included killing me.
You survived.
Yeah. After that, they started calling me the War Bride. Getting a title is a mark of respect in the clan. So...
Life is behind you now.
It is.
You are chieftain now. You can make sure that no one ever has to go through that again.
I hope so. So... it's kept me up at night, and you look like you're going through the same thing.
Oh, believe me, I'd kill him again. But for what it's worth, I think you would make a good chieftain.
Thank you.
Thank you. I better...
Wake up Thorik for his watch.
I don't have to.
Do you like me?
You are strong. You are brave. You have honor. And you are just. And you trust in your strength and your skill. Nothing else to protect you. Yes. Yes, I do like you.
She kind of looks at him. Sadaka's kind of like...
He thinks he knows what she's talking about. So he tentatively steps and leans into her and gives her the very gentlest of smooches. And then bows his head so she can't see his cheeks flush in the firelight. And then, like, maybe has a little grasp of her fingertips through his hands and just goes, "Good night."
Good night. She'll wake Thorik. It's your watch, Thorik.
Thank you. All okay?
Good, very good. And she's smirking.
Anything I need to know?
That's probably between me and Johann.
Oh. Thorik looks over and checks if Johann's asleep.
Johann is just moving around a little too much for you to be necessarily 100% convinced that he is in fact asleep.
Well, I am glad you had a productive watch. Sleep tight. And don't stay up too much.
Good night, Thorik.
I'll be over here. And he moves further away from there to bedrolls in a sort of pointed way and sort of plants himself down, looking out the other way.
Saga goes to sleep. She's just like, whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what they want to do. I don't know.
So, Thorik, it's now your watch. Could I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
You may. That is my Constitution saving throw. 13. Unlucky for some.
Okay. You managed to stay awake throughout the entirety of your your watch, sorry. Is there anything you wanted to do on watch?
Yeah. Other than actually take the watch, just in sort of like the first sort of dregs of false dawn, which probably aren't visible if it's still foggy. He takes out two things. He takes out the locket, and he takes out the scroll of Revivify. And not out loud, just in his mind, he sort of is speaking, kind of, call it a prayer, call it something. He's not really au fait with praying as such, but he's kind of talking to the idea of Bernard Truesilver. He just says, sort of to himself, I hope not to need this. Gesticulating at the scroll. And I feel guilty that it's not something I could or chose to use for those warriors. Maybe I was too harsh on them. Too judgmental. I know that's not the path. And I know it's a path that I've only started taking begrudgingly short steps along. So damn angry. Angry at what had been decided for me. And I know I'd turn my back on these gifts for so long. I'm not young anymore, and there are people half my age that have done better things for their families and for their clan. I don't know if you're even there. I don't even know if I'm just talking to myself right now. I don't know what it all means. I don't know what it means that there's someone maybe close to me who's out there somewhere hurt or worse. Don't know what that dream meant. Don't know why it's me. Don't know why I have these things. All I know is that I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best for those people who I can trust. That's a promise. I don't even know if you're there. Just... could you be a bit clearer? It's just sort of like kind of frustrated, he just sort of speaks up, and he does say this out loud, and he just says, could you just tell me what I'm meant to do? If you even know, whatever you are, whoever you are, could you just be clear about what you want from me? Or not. Whichever. Blessings be to myself and to you and to all around me, and yada yada yada. And then he'll concentrate on his the magic he draws into himself for the day. No spell changes.
Okay. You'll be pleased to hear, Thorik, that your watch passes uneventfully.
I'm very pleased about that.
So you all get the benefits of a long rest.
Yay!
Yay!
Sleep.
Let me just quickly do a quick changeover.
Traumatizing nighttime scenes.
Gotta love 'em. Gotta love 'em.
That needs to be a middle jingle we have whenever it's like, please enter the breakout room. Traumatizing nighttime scenes.
Who's gonna have a dream? Who's gonna have a nightmare?
Johann and Saga, as you wake up in your campsite, you are greeted by a cold, frosty morning. The fog seems to have cleared. The air is crisp, and the ground is covered in a thin layer of frost. The fire that you had built the night before has seemingly just gone out. There's still wisps of smoke, and you shiver in the cold as you try to shake off your sleep, ready for the day ahead.
Mm.
And that is where we shall end this week's episode. Thank you, of course, folks, for tuning in, as always. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment as well, or a rating and review on your podcatcher of choice. And we shall, of course, catch you guys next week.